What's going on TikTok? If you drive a nice car to work, make sure your manager or whoever else doesn't see it. Once they see it, it's over. They're going to start cutting your hours. They're going to try and fire you, pick on you for the smallest reason. Don't make sure they don't see it. My manager, right? She saw my car. It's a Challenger. She was coming out of the parking lot. We were face to face. I saw her from my car. She saw me from her car. And she made a face. It was like, okay, okay. That same month, I was gone. I was up out of there.
Damn. Workplace envy is very real. You would think that that was his manager. She's above him. She's making more money than him. Why would she be envious of one of her fellow employees? But what you don't understand is a lot of people are miserable. A lot of people's finances are in turmoil. And when they see you, especially if you're a younger person, you ride clean, you dressing clean, that could potentially put a target on your back at work. So you have to be very, very careful of not only what you say, but what you drive and even what you wear.
Let me say this. I don't even think people even know this though, but I'm gonna say this. That lady that nurse said she got fired for wearing her Birkin bag, and they saying it's not true. It may not be true for her, truthfully, but y'all, people do be getting fired when like they boss or employees and stuff like that, and figure out that you trying to level up, buying a new house, buying a new car. Baby, some of these jobs will fire you. They'll find a way. They some of these y'all be the biggest haters in the world. So don't think that you just gonna go in there with your little designer clothes on, buying your new Mercedes, your new Lexus, get ready to sign, pay down on your new home, finna close on your new home. I'm telling you, some of these jobs, they haters, y'all. They will fire you when they see you doing better and leveling up. You out of there. So you gotta be careful. I'm telling you. So it's best to kind of like keep stuff to yourself and not don't be talking so much because these jobs will definitely fire you for that. Trust me.
It's imperative that you keep what you do outside of your work, outside of your 9 to 5, to yourself. Another thing you have to be very mindful of is social media. People from your workplace will try to add you, especially with these phone. Your phone can track everything. So a lot of times, people who you work with, they'll get friend suggestions. Just know if you get friend suggestions from coworkers, they're getting the same type of notification. So you have to be very careful of who you follow. Make sure your page is private. Again, you want to keep your workplace and your personal life separate because you never know who was low key hating, who was low key envious for whatever reason. Again, be mindful of your social media. Be mindful of who you talk to at the job and understand you have no friends. You have no friends. That doesn't mean you can't be social, you can't be cordial, but don't go to the workplace telling all your business.
Not get me started on jealous and envious women in the workplace. That is the most scariest, because if you notice that a family member or a friend is jealous of you, most likely you could cut them off if you're not living with the family member. But in the workplace, them bitches is evil. Evil as fuck. Jealousy and envy from a woman in the workplace is the worst type of jealousy and envy to experience. After, I'm gonna say family first, and after the family, it would be the workplace. When women in the workplace are jealous of you, we have so many different tactics. I don't even know where to start. All right.
She's definitely spot on. I see this in my industry all the time. It's definitely occupied. I wouldn't say dominated, but definitely I work around a lot of women, and there's always a lot of pettiness, a lot of drama. It could be, you know, you look like someone her boyfriend used to deal with. It's just so many pettiness I see from women towards other women. If she's attractive, if she got a nice body, it could be a litany. I've seen women come to the job, come to the workplace, do nothing but just keep their mouth shut and do their work, and somehow they were still targeted. People spread false rumors and gossip about them. So it's definitely very tricky. Um, for women at the workplace, especially like I said, if you are attractive, if you're in shape. Sadly, that definitely could make you a, big target and make people try to get rid of you or make your life very difficult inside the workplace.
This for somebody specific. You got to make sure you pay attention to the people at your job. I don't know who that's for. I don't know where that came from. But somebody has an envious coworker or coworkers that's trying to sabotage you. So pay attention. Pay attention. Continue to dot all your I's and cross all your T's. Don't be trusting nobody. Just do your work and get the fuck out of there. A lot of stuff ain't what it seems, family. And whoever that coworker is for, you got to watch that, because you be sitting there laughing with these people, but at the same time, these people be going back and telling your business. So I don't know who that's for. So pay attention to the signs of synchronicities, please. Make sure you're paying attention, because everything that glitter ain't gold, man.
Absolute facts. You got to stay on point and understand why you are there. Again, you're being hired to do a task. Again, you have to be social a little bit, but just be aware of what you're sharing. Don't overshare information. Don't volunteer unnecessary information that has nothing to do with the job. You stay on neutral subjects. The weather. Oh, it may be raining outside. It may be sunny. Talk about upcoming concerts. Something, really a bunch of nothing. You don't really want to get into personal details about your life with people at the workplace, because again, you have people who just go around and literally get all the gossip from everybody, and then you wonder why everybody at the job knows all your business.
So, a young lady reached out to me the other day and couldn't for the life of her understand why she was being bullied by someone in upper management. The concern was that the person may be jealous of her, but she could not understand why that person would be jealous of her, considering that this person was in higher management and she's an entry level position. My response to her is that oftentimes these people suffer from imposter syndrome, meaning they know that they don't deserve to be in that position. Oftentimes people are in these positions only because someone likes them and brought them up, not because they're this great employee. So understand that you are perceived as a threat. They see you as someone who works hard, you can get your job done, you do it well, people like you, you carry yourself with confidence, and they are threatened to the fact that you could be on the fast track and you could take their job. So no matter where you are in the company, just know that when you carry yourself well, and you walk around with your head up high and with confidence, as you should, that you're perceived as a threat. So hopefully this information has helped someone. Please visit me at bossofculture.org for more tips.
She is absolutely spot on. There's some people, we've all had bosses or superiors, and you wonder how they got into the position. Quite frankly, they're not really qualified. And then they may see an individual like you, young, focused, you're well liked by your coworkers, and they perceive you as a threat. And they'll do certain things to try to sabotage, try to bring you out of character. And ultimately, the root of it is because they feel insecure that you could potentially take their job, because they know that they're truly in their heart, they know that they're not qualified. So you definitely have to be aware of your surroundings, of your coworkers, and understand just because someone smiles in your face does not mean that they are your friend or they have your best interest at heart. At the end of the day, a lot of people are only going to look out for themselves, and you need to do the same.
Beware of the jealous older person in the workplace. I didn't really know if I was going to end up talking about this on here, but it really is a problem that I've dealt with for a long time now. And I want to make sure that, you guys know that, if you feel this way, your gut is right, they're jealous of you. If you're young and you're, really doing your thing, you landed that fire internship at that company, there's somebody older at that company who just seems like they just keep sliding you, but you're like, why would they be sliding me? Nah, they're sliding you. You have to realize that a lot of people older than us are really intimidated by our generation because we do not do things the traditional way. And we also have a lot more access to specific opportunities that they probably did not have back then. Just a lot of things are different. Especially if you're just super ambitious and young like me. You're just constantly making opportunities for yourself. And sometimes they can see just how far you're going to go and they know it. And it makes them uncomfortable. So they will start belittling you.
This is a double-edged sword because sometimes it's either all or none from my experience. Sometimes you do have some cool older people at the job that don't mind taking you under the wing. They see your potential and they want to mentor you and they actually do have your best interest at heart. But then you have other older people on the opposite end of the spectrum who are old and bitter. They may not be where they want to be in the company. And again, they see the eagerness, they see the ambition, they see the fire in your eyes and they're upset. And it's not so much that they're upset at you or hate you, it's really them projecting the frustration they have with inside themselves because they haven't accomplished their own goals. And they will try to sabotage you. And they could be some of the most dangerous people at the workplace. A bitter old head is very, 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 very dangerous. So you have to make sure you're be able to point these individuals out, be aware, be very mindful of little slick backhanded comments. Maybe they talk, even if it's about your cars, about the way you dress, just be very mindful of little slick side disses that they may be making, and that could kind of key you into this person really, really doesn't like me, and I have to be very, very mindful of the way I move around them.
And it sucks. Like, it really sucks, especially because, like, for me, I personally feel like I have wanted a mentor figure so much in my career, but then I genuinely, like, kind of, like, stopped wanting one. I definitely have a couple, but I think it's been harder for me to make those connections because, like, people don't necessarily want to help me. Because the thing is, for a lot of people, it took so much for them to get to that place. Like, that person that's older than you and sliding you, like, it took so much for them to scrap and put it together and make their life what it is at that point. And sometimes they pass down, like, this struggle mentality of, like, you have to go through all of the crazy bad stuff that they went through in order to get to their point. And if not, they don't respect you. So it's like literally in a way, they're like hazing you. Child, it's a mess. But yeah, just beware of it and know that if you feel like that's what you're feeling, it's probably what you're feeling. I've dealt with this for a while. I've had 6 internships and like own my own business. And I used to honestly like try to lower my vibe so that I don't intimidate people because I know how I end up coming off. But like, not anymore. I'm just like, child, they're gonna have to get over it. Like, I'm sorry that I made do with what I have. Like,
You never want to turn down your light for anyone else. But she definitely made a good point where she compared the struggle that some of these older individuals want you to go through as a hazing. Like you have to go through some type of rite of passage just because they had the struggle. They want to see you go through that same ups and downs for them to respect you. And that's not the case at all. But let me know in the comments below how you feel about workplace hate, workplace envy, and have you had a situation where a coworker or manager, retaliated against you? Why? Because maybe the car you drove, the way you dressed, or maybe the way you looked. Let me know in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.